What was it like growing up with sisters?
I mean, we're all incredibly close. We are, and I didn't realize actually until I got older, because when you're older and you have siblings, you choose to spend time with them.
Yes.
And I just thought, oh, everyone must love to hang out with their sisters or siblings as much as I do. But we see each other and we talk every single day. We talk every single day.
This is my dream.
We still have sleepovers with my mom, sleep in her bed. And, you know, we totally connected and strengthened and linked together, but at the same time, we're all very different. And we all went through our own things. And one of the things that's been really beautiful about the last year in this recovery is they were very, very scared for me. And I had a really hard time digesting that fear and concern, because I felt like it meant I was a bad kid.
Oh my God.
And so I rejected it. And I rejected the concern and the love, because it felt like when you're in a heightened triggered state, being bad, you feel like you're gonna die. You feel like, if someone leaves me, if someone doesn't like what I'm doing, that will mean that it's gonna implode within. And so being able to, with really very beautiful therapy and amazing people that have helped me with this, look into the discomfort of their love for me and see, oh, it was because I was scared, and it's because I was uncomfortable with taking a look at some of my behavior, because it's in a way easier to continue down a path that, I mean, as you were saying, after, that you had kind of a secondary round through this, it's easier to go into it and keep leaning in than to try something new.
Well, and you work on yourself.
Yeah.
You're communicative, you're, as scary as things get, I do see you really trudging through it in a very honest way. And so I appreciate struggle when I think the person is really trying to figure it out. It is devastating to watch struggle with no self-awareness, no self-admittance, and no even closeness or proximity to doing the work it takes to get unstuck.
Yeah, but I will say that the people that have a harder time looking at themselves, I think they need the most attention and they need the most care and the most love, because how hard is it to change when we see ourselves in that little box and we shut, blinders up, and we don't want to see anything, and we don't want to do that work. I actually feel like being someone that is open to doing the work puts me at an advantage, because I have, and that is why I like to share my story.
Are your parents, I mean, the dynamic in your family and everything that your dad is going through and the amazing open door, like, it feels different. It, like, rather than Bruce and Demi and their family and covers of Vanity Fair and just, again, like, the sort of, on par with, like, that royalty kind of, like, here you are. There's a different time happening where it feels very obviously challenging and difficult, but this very open door policy, this very blended family, of which I'm in one too. So I totally relate to that, because the dream is still there. It's just a different dream.
Absolutely.
And, you had a home birth with your sister, and you were there.
I was there.
Like, what goddess circle was happening? It's all these women and Bruce.
So it was like truly, so we're 7 girls. I have 2 little sisters, me, stepmom, mom, and 2 older sisters. And so, we're there and we're watching Rumor. And, for me, I'm the youngest of, I call it the first litter.
Yes.
So I'm the youngest of the first litter. And so it's really important for me to be a strength and a really comforting source for my little sisters.
Who are 9 and 11?
9 and 11. And with what's going on with my dad, he has a really aggressive cognitive disease, form of dementia that's very rare.
Why did you guys decide to be so open about that?
Well, I think it's twofold. I think on one hand, it's who we are as a family, but also it's really important for us to spread awareness about FTD because
there's not enough information out there.
We had no idea. And to advance and use, and again, it's like the bigger version of what I'm trying to do. If we can take something that we're struggling with as a family and individually, you know, to help other people, to turn it around, to make something beautiful about it, that's really special for us, you know, and so. And part of what's been really a really beautiful way for me to heal through this is becoming like an archaeologist to my dad's stuff, his world, and his little trinkets and doodads.
In fact, you brought 2 pictures because he is like a Jersey guy. And I remember your dad bartending at Cafe Central when I was a kid going to clubs.
Yes.
I was around your dad. Everyone was in love with him. I'm lucky enough to have hung out with him and known him a little bit personally. Like the way he was as a dad too, he used to always play you old music.
So one of the things that I remember is early mornings for school. It was like 7 a.m. We were in Idaho, so imagine it's below 7. Chilly, chilly, chilly. And he would have the coasters playing. You know, Yakety Yak and Little Egypt and Down in Mexico. And
he owned a club. He
owned
had
a
like
club.
the Mint.
Yeah, he was, and he plays the harmonica.
He's an incredible musician.
Big music guy. And so that, and my sisters are both musicians. And it skipped me, which is fine. No, but it's a huge part of also how I spend time with him now, is playing music and just kind of sitting in that, and just this energy of love, and it's really special.
And you're like collecting and archiving things of his around. How is he today? What state is he in?
He is the same, which I think in this regard I've learned is the best thing that you can ask for. And what I see is I see love when I'm with him, and it's my dad, and he loves me. And being able to look through those photos, you know, he was in the pictures that I brought, he's my age living in Hell's Kitchen, and he's a total goofball, and he's an absurd person, and I'm an absurd person. And so there's like a wonderful kind of line of connection.
And maybe also like one's trajectory. I think when we grow up so fast, I know that I expect so much of myself. I have impossible expectations on myself. I mean it in a very almost toxic way.
Yeah.
Like very, very toxic. And I'm trying to work on that. And I love that you can see where your dad was at his age. Like, it takes a bit of a lifetime, doesn't it, to figure things out?
To get there. And for me, the best thing that I've learned in all of this journey, whether it be my own, whether it be through what's going on with my dad and the way our family has kind of blended together in this beautiful tapestry of wonderful female energy, is to make space for the negative self-talk, is to not try to eradicate it, not try to get rid of it, extinguish it. It's that I need to make a room for it so that when I see it come up, I can just say, okay, I see you, I understand why you're coming up, and you're gonna go over here. Versus completely like gutting myself over and over that, oh, I can't get rid of it.
Yeah.
And then with that, I've been able to find a lot of love for myself, which is really special.
I'm so glad because you deserve it so much.